Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
All right, hey, welcome back here, yourliveevent.com. We're here at the Estate American Legion Tournament here from LFD Field, Sandiga Park in Lisbon, North Dakota. This is Brent Dick along with Chase Miller down here with your play-by-play coverage. As you, if you're just tuning in, the first game of the day, it was Grafton Post number 41. They defeated Lemoore Post 19 by a score of 7-3. So we're on to our second game of the evening, and that will feature the Edgeley Post 146 against the Burlington Bulldogs out of District 6. So yeah, District 4 Edgeley taking on District 6 Burlington Bulldogs, as we're here with our pregame show, our Chris Bowen Nodak Insurance pregame show, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County, as the Edgeley Post 146 coming in here with a 13-7 record as the District 4 champions. Burlington Bulldogs out of District 6 sitting at 25-10. Both teams here in this state Legion tournament starting out at 0-0, so even up as the infield outfield still progressing there. And Burlington will be the home team on the scoreboard as Burlington just finished up their infield outfield. Now you have Edgeley out on the field completing theirs. As we'll go ahead and step away for a quick commercial break and come back more with our Chris Moen Nodak Insurance pregame show on yourliveevent.com.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
Hey, welcome back here, liveevent.com. As we're back here at Sandiga Park with Lisbon Fire Department Field. This is Brent Dick along with Chase Miller here with our Chris Moen Nodak Insurance pregame show. And I would just like to mention there for any pregame interviews, I'd like to thank Dakota Heritage Bank for being our pregame interviews here with our coaches, as we won't have a pregame interview today with either the Edgeley or the Burlington coach, but we'll just like to give Dakota Heritage Bank big props there for sponsoring the pregame and postgame interviews here today on yourliveevent.com. As if you're just tuning in, game one already complete here at LFD Field in Lisbon, as it was Grafton Post number 41 defeating Lemoore Post number 19 by a score of 7-3. So Grafton we'll move on for game number 2 tomorrow. They will play at approximately 4 p.m. tomorrow for game number 7, as Grafton will take on the winner between Post 146 here at Edgeley and the Burlington Bulldogs. And then for tomorrow, Lemoore will play that first game of the day once again there for day 2 at 10:30 tomorrow morning. Lemoore will face the non-winner here between Post 146 and the Burlington Bulldogs. So as we kind of look here ahead to Edgeley and Burlington, Edgeley coming in here, they're the visiting team on the scoreboard, sitting at 13-7, and Burlington coming in at 25-10. If you're from the southeast part of the state, you kind of know a little bit about Edgeley. They're coming into this tournament. They were here in District 6, or I should say District 7 baseball here with Lemoore in Lisbon just a couple years ago. They made the switch over there to District 4, and they're now the District 4 champions, making their first appearance, as Chase said, I think Chase said earlier here, in the first game there in the pregame show, Edgeley making their first appearance here in the state tournament.
That is correct, Brent. So anytime you're playing in the first state tournament, there's obviously a lot of stuff that goes with it, but nice that, you're not going to Watford City or a farther stretch, right? It's still a little bit of a jaunt between Edgeley and Lisbon, but not compared to going to a Dickinson or Watford City or something of that nature.
Right. So, kind of the good part about that, maybe at the end of the night you can go home and sleep in your own bed, which is kind of nice there. Take a shower and get a good night's rest. Yeah, and then for Burlington coming out of District 6, they're currently sitting at 25-10. You had mentioned it a little bit earlier, maybe they had been to the state Babe Ruth tournament last year, so they're kind of feeding on the success or the momentum of that with their Babe Ruth program coming in here into the American Legion State Tournament here out of District 6 as the champions.
And the thing is, we talked about it a little bit in the first game too, saying, okay, there's certain towns like Thompson and Lemoore that you've just consistently have said, hey, they're really good, and all of a sudden now it's, can you get those younger guys that got that state tournament experience last year from the Babe Ruth, place them here, see how they can fare? And sometimes you just never know. You could have your quote-unquote championship game the first round, right? That's true. You might see a little bit later because you're not ranking them 1 through 8. It's just here's your districts and who you're playing. And sometimes you get fortunate in the first round of the draw. Sometimes you don't. And I think if you're both Edgeley here in Burlington, you feel like, okay, take care of business, and if you can win, nice thing about today, Brent, you're going to be here for another 48 hours, and that's the main goal, is take care of what's in front of you. Obviously, Grafton or Lemoore, regardless of if you win or lose, will be a challenge on Saturday, but if you can win here today, a lot of good things, can come for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, and, kind of like we saw in the first game, the pitchers, both of them in the first inning, maybe struggled with control a little bit, had a little bit of adrenaline, and then eventually the Grafton pitcher there, Keanu, he eventually just kind of settled in and really got in a rhythm in that game. So, we'll kind of take a look here at Edgeley and Burlington, see how they start out as far as the starting pitchers, and then if the opposite team's able to go ahead and barrel up the ball here and put it in play. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and step away here, take a word from our sponsors. This is the Chris Mullen Nodak Insurance pregame show on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Mullen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
The friendly staff at Lemoore Drugstore reminds you from prescription requests and OTC medication. You can find it all at Lemoore Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by Lemoore Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LemooreDrugstore.com. That's LemooreDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
Hey, welcome back here, 11.com. Back here at Lisbon Fire Department Field down in San Diego Park in Lisbon, North Dakota. This is Brent Dick along with Chase Miller as we're here for our second game of the evening. And we're going to go ahead and go through our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups, as the visiting team on the scoreboard will be the Edgeley Post 146. And leading off for Edgeley is the center fielder, the pitcher, Cade Rodeker. Batting second is catcher Drew Hansen. Batting third, center fielder Kyle Fisher. At shortstop, batting fourth is Owen Hansen. Batting fifth, left fielder AJ Kilborn. Batting sixth is your third baseman Ashton Fisher. Batting seventh is your second baseman Wesley Altoff. Then batting eighth, right fielder Brady Bachmeyer. And batting ninth is your first baseman Colin Abernathy. So that's your starting lineup, American Crystal starting lineup there for Post 146 visiting team on the scoreboard, Edgeley. And then for the District 4 champions here, the Burlington Bulldogs, as your starting lineup, leading off is pitcher Colin Barnick. Catching and batting second is Brady Hansen. Batting third, your third baseman Ross Fredenberg. And batting fourth is your left fielder Drew Thorpe. At shortstop batting fifth is Nation Shealy. Batting sixth is your first baseman Seth Irie. Batting seventh is center fielder Caden Hitchkey. Batting eighth is your second baseman Trent Johnson. And then batting ninth and your right fielder is Luch Nitschke. So that is Edgeley Post 146, their starting lineup, as their umpires on the field. So behind the plate will be Cale Hamry. Down the first base line will be Scott Carblum. And then down the third base line is Pat Adair there for your American Crystal Sugar starting lineups, as they'll go ahead and they'll do the starting lineups here on the field. And then they'll have I believe they'll do the American Legion Creed, and then we'll get underway with our first pitch of the game number 2. Now looking at our bracket breakdown here. So for our bracket breakdown, as we have our first game of the morning, it was Grafton Post 41 as they defeated Lemoore Post 19 by a score of 7-3. Game 2 here features Edgeley Post 146 against the Burlington Bulldogs. And then this afternoon at around 4 p.m., it'll be Velva Post number 39 taking on Thompson Post 181. And then the nightcap here after the opening ceremonies will be Grafton Post 49 versus Lisbon Post number 7. There is your bracket breakdown, as they're still continuing there with the starting lineups over there for Edgeley, the visiting team on the scoreboard. And we'll have Burlington coming out here momentarily.
Yeah, and the one thing you want to see from this situation here, Brent, is obviously for both of these teams, the obvious thing is just don't dig yourself a hole, right off the bat. You get to a state tournament, you kind of got the opportunity to get in the batting cages, not sit and wait around, for a while, and now all of a sudden you get ready for this particular game. So the biggest thing is the first inning, like normal, have a clean glove, a good throw, do the little things, don't give outs away, and then obviously at the plate, it's really easy to kind of get that first pitch and swing at it. We saw Grafton do a good job against Work and get that pitch count, early, and then get 5, 6, 7, pitches and then at bat. And when he could do that, all of a sudden you could see them kind of ease into the game pretty good, in that second and third inning, Brent. Yeah,
just showed really good plate discipline, pitch selection there by Grafton. In that game, just hats off to Lemoore too. Lemoore also, they're a good hitting ball team. They're just a good ball club overall, but Grafton just had a little bit too much there. And ended up being defeated by Post 41 there by a score of 7-3.
Going to be a lot of fun to see what happens. And nice thing is, like we said in the first game, you could have 10 errors today. You're playing tomorrow. Just a matter of trying to put yourself in a quality situation throughout the rest of this tournament.
Yeah, that is the beauty of here of double elimination tournaments. So, kind of like you said, you might not have the first day like you thought you were going to have, but then, you able to come back through the double elimination. You could find yourself in the championship game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go and step away as they go through the American Legion Creed here at LFD Field. We'll be back momentarily on your11event.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions or visit planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Hey, welcome back here at Lisbon Fire Department Field, San Diego Park, out of Lisbon, North Dakota, as you have the Edgeley visiting team on the scoreboard due up here, and leading things off for Edgeley will be the pitcher, Colin Barnick, wearing the number 8 jersey. Batting second will be Brady Hansen, the catcher, and batting third, Ross Frittenberg, the third baseman. On the mound over there for Burlington is Cole Rudiker. Behind the plate is Drew Rudiker. At first is Colin Abernathy. At shortstop, Owen Hansen. And then at third, Ashton Fitcher for Burlington. And then Wesley Altoff at second. As Cole Rudiker steps on the mound there for the first pitch of the day, as he delivers a strike swinging, as that is our first pitch. Second pitch drops in there for a ball, so 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Rudiker, that falls away from the catcher. 2 balls and 1 strike to Colin Barnick, leadoff batter for Edgeley, right-handed hitter. As Rudiker with the delivery out of the windup, falls in for a strike, a little bit high and outside. Barnick decides to hold off, so count now 2-2, no outs. And that swung on for strikeout number 1 there by Cale Rudiker. So Rudiker picks up his first strikeout.
And just like we saw in the first game, with Grafton having a lefty, able to see another southpaw here to open things up, Brent, in the early portion of this tournament.
Yeah, and now batting second, Brady Hansen. First pitch fouled off there by Hansen. Hansen, the catcher for Edgeley, post 146. 0-1 count. Rudiker out of the windup. And the delivery outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brady Hansen. Rudiker out of the windup, working a little quick, and that's fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hansen.
And so far, doing a nice job working ahead on batters. First 2.
Yeah, very important for a pitcher. He's going to step off. Takes a little time. Now he steps back on. Out of the windup, and the delivery, a little sidearm, and that's going to be fouled off by Hansen. So a couple fouls here. Battle going on now with 1 ball, 2 strikes between Brady Hansen and Cole Rudiker.
Another Olsen accounting foul ball.
And that strike 3, swinging outside, got him. So 2 strikeouts here. Strong start for Cole Rudiker.
And
Burlington.
When you're a pitcher like that, Brent, you get guys fishing a little bit. That just opens up the strike zone so much more early in the game.
Yeah, you're going to put that one in the back of your mind when he comes up again, going to feed him the same thing. As that swung on two, working that outside part of the plate. Yeah, as Ross Fredenberg, the number three hitter here for Edgeley. Strike one, 0-1 count. And the delivery, and that's going to go right down the middle there. As the Roddickers has a little bit of a different delivery, a southpaw there with kind of a sidearm action. And that's going to be hit sharply to right field, going back, and getting over the head there. As that gets over Brady Bachmeyer's head, and runner gets into first safely. The ball comes into second, and that's a single to Ross Fredenberg. As Fredenberg goes up the line with the single, as there's 2 outs here for Edgeley, and that'll bring up your cleanup hitter, number 12, Drew Thorpe, the left fielder.
Yeah, Ross just rounded first and kind of tripped Brent, so he had to hold on at first base and try to maybe go into second, but not going to hit the third out.
Yeah, and that ball hit into shallow center field. That's going to advance the runner. Runners at first and second. 2-out little rally going here, starting now for Edgeley. As Cole Ruddicker started out hot, picked up 2 strikeouts right away there off the number 1, number 2 hitters. Now Fredenberg and Thorpe come up with back-to-back singles.
A good piece of hitting, and just kind of didn't wait too long in that account, did he, in terms of Drew? He said, I like a pitch, and let's get it right back where it came from.
First pitch hitter there, Drew Thorpe, the cleanup hitter. That brings up number 5 hitter, Nathan Sheely, the shortstop. Now it's going to hit the outside part of the plate, down and away for strike 1. So runners first and second, 2 outs. Working out of the stretch now. The delivery of that swung on. Takes something off of that one. And Sheely was way out in front of that. Kind of pulled his head on that one. So the 0-2 count coming up to Sheely. Right now 16 pitches there for Ruddicker. And that's going to be swung on here. Shallow center fielder moving over is Brady Bachmeyer. Makes the catch, hauls it in on the run. And that'll retire the side there as Edgeley puts 5 up and no runs across. They have 2 hits there by Fredenberg and Thorpe. As we'll go ahead and step away here. Coming up there is the Burlington Bulldogs here, the bottom half of the first inning. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
Hey, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com. Back here at LFD Field, going into the bottom half of the first inning. As no runs across for Edgeley, 5 up, and they were able to strand 2 runners on base for Edgeley. As Rodicker picks up 2 strikeouts there in the top half of the first inning, as we did have our Chris Moe Nodak Insurance first hit of the ball game, and that was going out to Ross Fredenberg on that single, the number 3 hitter. As for the first hit of the game, Chris can't prevent hits, but he can help after lace curveballs. Chris Moe, and your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. That's your Chris Moe Nodak Insurance first hit of the ball game for Edgeley. As Burlington now up to bat. The Burlington Bulldogs coming in with that 25-10 record as they are the District 6 champions. Brings up Cade Rodicker, the pitcher. As Colin Barnick on the mound starting for Edgeley, and that first pitch outside for ball 1. A little bit of an off-speed pitch starting out there for Colin Barnick. Rodicker holds off on it. Goes up for ball 1. Second pitch high, ball 2. So 2-0 count. Yeah, Colin Barnick starting behind now in this count. 2 balls, no strikes. And that's off speed, across the plate for strike 1. Now 2 balls, 1 strike there for Colin Barnick. Still working out of the windup. Shakes off the sign, now gets it. And the delivery, that's going to be high. Ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. And that's going to walk him, so that one falls in for another ball. So Rodiker will draw the walk off of 5 pitches. Rodiker draws the walk down on the first base. And now working out of the stretch there, Colin Barnick. As that'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Drew Hansen. Run our first pickoff attempt over there. Irie able to haul that back in. Runner safe at first. Drew Hansen, the catcher. Here, Colin Barnick pitching. Takes a look back over at first, standing on the rubber as he'll go ahead and deliver. And bunt, not able to put it down, fouled off. There for another Olson Accounting foul ball. Yes. That'll bring up 1 ball, 1 strike to Drew Hansen. Runner over at first is Cade Rodiker for the home team on the scoreboard, Burlington Bulldogs. Another pickoff attempt, sliding back safe. Irie applies a tag, throws it back to the pitcher, Colin Barnick. Due on deck, number 3 hitter, Kyle Fisher for Burlington, the center fielder. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And that swung on here, a little chopper to third base, going to throw over to first. In time, puts the tag on, so runner out at first, does advance. Rodiker over to second on the fielder's choice over there.
I'm talking about Irie. I'm talking about Irie for Edgeley. I wonder if his favorite player is Aaron Judge because he's wearing number 99, something you don't normally see in Legion baseball, Brent.
I think that's been it's been his number since at least Babe Ruth, so he loves that 99 number. Oh. All right, runner at second as the 0-1 count. Over there to Kyle Fisher, the number 3 hitter. That's going to be high. Another aggressive lead over there by these Burlington Bulldogs base runner as that secondary almost halfway to third off the pitch. As Barnick will take a long look at second. Now the delivery out of the stretch. Off-speed pitch swung on. And that's going to be fielded by the shortstop over to first. And not in time. Pulls him off the bag. So runners at the corner. As Rodiker able to advance to third, and Fisher over to first safely as he speeds down the line. And I think they'll give him a base hit off of that. As it was fielded, no problem over there. Just a long throw. So that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Owen Hansen. So we do have 1 out. Runners at the corner. We'll see how Burlington plays this. Runners at the corner if they'll send the runner. They're going to be a little conservative. That's the pitch high, and the burner does go. No throwdown by your catcher, Brady Hansen. So runners now at second and third with 1 out. And 2 hits now in the game as they did score that. Or didn't score it a hit, at least not up on the scoreboard yet. And Barnick with the pitch and swung on for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Owen Hansen. Okay, 1 ball, 1 strike to Owen Hansen. Runners at second and third. Left-handed hitter here with Hansen. And the pitch is going to be swung on, fouled off for another Olson Accounting foul ball behind home plate. Little timeout here going to the mound is your catcher, Brady Hansen, with a little chat to Colin Barnick. So, yeah, a little quick mound visit there with our Riverside Building mound visit there between the catcher and between the catcher and the pitcher. As 1 ball, 2 strikes here at Owen Hansen. Cleanup hitter, runners at second and third. Nobody holding over at second. Infield is in. Swung on, big swing and a strikeout. So the first strikeout for Colin Barnick as a big swing and a miss there by Owen Hansen for the second out.
Yeah, get 1 more out, get out of this inning. You feel pretty good if you're Burlington, knocking on the door here, Brent, early, trying to see if he can get a hit and, probably scores 2 runs and get a crooked number up right now.
Yeah, missed opportunity so far, but still with 1 out here to go. We got 2 outs in the game. As we do have a courtesy runner out there is Noah Bonas. So Bonas over there as a courtesy runner over at third base. And that pitch up there, A.J. Kilborn, your number 5 hitter, left fielder. Here's the delivery by Barnick, and that's going to be down the middle for strike one.
It's also interesting work from the stretcher, your work from, your windup there, and able
Right.
to see Barnick go back to the windup, Brent, with runners, at second and third, but with 2 outs.
Yep. As the pitch delivery swung on, catches him outside, swinging for strike 2. As the 0-2 count. So the 0-2 count there now to A.J. Kilborn, the number 5 hitter. And Barnick with the delivery, and it's going to be high outside for ball 1. Thought about it. Was able to hold off on it. As those runners at second, third, pinch runner over there at third. Yeah, working back to the windup and delivers it. That's going to be off speed outside. Misses the outside part of the plate for ball 2. And here's Barnick, the 2-2 count. As the pitch, and that's going to be outside, ball 3. And going to go 3-2. So 3-2 runners on second and third. Hit the ball in the air. Runners are going to go. That's hit in the air. Goes to center fielder. Coming in. He's going to make the grab. Makes it look easy. Out there in center field is Cade Nitschke. So that's going to retire the side as we're going to have 1 hit for for Burlington. They're going to be 2 runners stranded out there at second and third base as we're scoreless going to the top of the second inning. And due up for Edgeley post 1 to 46 as we'll have Seth Irie, Cade Nitschke, and Trent Johnson due up for Edgeley.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
All right, welcome back here. YourLiveEvent.com down at LFD Field in San Diego Park from Lisbon, North Dakota. As Edgeley up here in the top half of the second inning, that pitch delivered by Cole Rodecker is for a ball. As Seth Irie up to the plate, starts out with the 1-0 count. That pitch delivered for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Seth Irie. Batting 6th in the lineup, your first baseman. As in the game, Edgeley with 2 hits in that first inning, partially swung on. Look at that little kind of a check swing there as that rode inside, kind of jammed up Irie. Kind of smiles about it a little bit. As 1 ball, 2 strikes to Irie. Delivery, and that's going to catch him, as that's going to be another strikeout. So the 3rd strikeout, of the game for Cole Rodecker. Rodecker with 3 strikeouts, 2 in the first, 1 here now in the second for that first out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, Cal's just dealing right now. I mean, very similar to what we saw from Grafton starting pitcher in Kena earlier, just hitting the zone, has a good fastball, kind of working that breaking ball just enough to make you guess a little bit, Brent.
Yeah, and the important thing is starting out ahead on these batters of Edgeley. As now we're going to go with a 2-0 count here to Cade Nitschke, number 7 hitter, center fielder. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. As that pitch hits inside for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now to Cade Nitschke. That's going to go for another ball. 3 balls, 1 strike to Nitschke. So 3-1 count. Roddicker delivers. That's going to go outside, ball 4. So walk delivered. So now with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk there for Cabe Roddicker on the mound for Burlington. That's going to put that runner on first. Caden Nitschke on first with 1 out. So base runners aboard now for Edgeley with 1 out. They stranded 2 in the first inning. Couple base hits for Edgeley. That's going to be low and away for ball 1 on Trent Johnson, the number 8 hitter, second baseman. Pitches starting to mount up now for Roddicker, up to 29 pitches here in the second inning. As that goes inside, it's a little off speed, catches it inside for 1 ball, 1 strike. As you have the 1-1 call, big breath taken there by Roddicker. He's going to look over the lefty at first, and that swung on, ball kind of drops, and runner did go to second, so swing and a miss, but the runner does advance as Caden Nitschke safely into second base. He has 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Runner now in scoring position. So we'll see a base hit, see if the runner can score, get around third into home. Swung on, and that's strike 3. And Trent Johnson here, 4th strikeout now for Cole Roddicker as Trent Johnson, the 4th victim. And that'll bring up Luke Nitschke, your number 9 hitter for Edgeley, with 2 outs. And that's going to go, bounces in front of the plate. Good block by your catcher as he kept that in front of him. So good job there by Drew Roddicker. Held that runner at second. Nitschke has going to be swung on. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Nitschke, the right fielder. Roddicker is going to take a look at second. Works out of the stretch. So the 1-1 pitch is strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As now with 2 outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes, Roddicker looks in, takes a look at second. Pitch outside, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So good plate discipline here by Luke Nitschke, trying to work the count on Cade Roddicker. And that swung on, high fastball is going to catch him. And that'll be strikeout number 5 in the game. As all 3 outs recorded here with strikeouts. As Edgeley's going to go ahead and they're going to strand 1 runner. And no runs across for Edgeley in the top half of the second inning. So we'll go ahead and step away. Come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Hey, welcome back here, liveevent.com, as we're back here to the bottom half of our second inning. And just a game recap here in that first inning. Scoreless after the first inning as Edgeley stranded 2 runners on the base. And then coming up here in the second, they strand 1 runner for no run so far for Edgeley off of 2 hits. Up for Burlington. Up at the plate, you have your second baseman, number 7 hitter, Wesley Altoff. And that first pitch bounces in front of the plate for ball 1 there to Altoff. As Colin Barnick on the mound now with 21 pitches for Barnick. As he works out of the windup, that pitch hits high for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. As Barnick working now pretty quickly out of the windup. Going to go ahead and deliver that. It's going to be another high one for ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So we got the 2-1 count, or 2-1 count from Barnick to Hansen. Excuse me, from Barnick to Altoff. Now swung on for another foul ball, another Olsen Accounting foul ball.
Yeah, Fisher at the plate here. Brent Karhoff is on deck. So we got Ashton Fisher coming up here at the plate right now.
Oh, yep, sorry. 2-1. Yep, and that's going to be drop third strike down, and that's going to go ahead and retire him for the strikeout. All right. Now we got Wesley Altoff, your second baseman, number 7 hitter.
Yeah, Wes Karhoff.
I put Karhoff, okay. All right, Wesley Karhoff there, your second baseman. As that first pitch in their first strike. And he's going to go ahead and shake it off there with a sign. That pitch bounces in front of the plate. Just not able to find the range on that pitch. Kind of bounced a couple of those in front of home plate there by Barnick. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And 1 out. It's going to be high for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out. And the wind-up delivery, and that's going to be swung on straight to the third baseman, and that Ross Fredenberg is going to go ahead and catch that one. Little liner down the third base line for the second out. So that be out number 2. So an L5 for the second out there. And Brady Bachmeyer coming up now. The right fielder. Number 8 hitter. That's swung on for strike 1. So Bachmeyer a little bit behind that one. 0-1 count. Barnick's going to shake off the sign now of the delivery, and that's off speed. First check swing, and they do get it there. For strike 2, 0-2 count. So here's Barnick. Shakes one off. Now he's going to go with the delivery. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Swung on. That's fouled off for another Olsen Accounting foul ball. Yeah, I was looking now at 32 pitches for Colin Barnick. And the pitch swung on. Another off-speed pitch for a strikeout. As that's out number 3, as that's going to retire the side. 2 strikeouts in that inning for Colin Barnick. Now 3 in the game. So we got 3 up, 3 down. 33 pitches for Colin Barnick in the game. As we're going to go ahead and step away. Come back for more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yield and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement, everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Hey, welcome back here at LiveEvent.com. Going into the top of the third as Edgeley coming up to bat. As that'll bring up your lead-up hitter here in the top of the third inning, Colin Barnick. So Barnick in that first inning, first at bat had a strikeout. As he hears seeing Rodiker for the second time. That's going to catch for a ball. So 1-0 count. It's going to be a strike 1-1 count now to Barnick from Rodiker. Rodiker working quickly now. Goes out of the windup. That's going to catch inside. And ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. So working on 43 pitches now for Cole Rodecker. Drew Rodecker behind the plate. That's going to catch for 2 balls, 2 strikes from Rodecker. So 2-2, and that's swung on. Little foul tip, that's caught, and that'll strike him out. So going 0 for 2 now, Colin Barnick with 2 strikeouts. As that's strikeout number 6.
Yeah, Kale's doing a nice job just, attacking the zone, working ahead of batters like we talked about earlier, Brent, and he's adding that here in the 3rd inning right off the bat.
Yeah, he's going to go with, that's going to go inside, kind of brushes him back from the plate there now with the 1-0 count. So Brady Hansen, number 2 hitter, the catcher for Edgeley. So that one reeled in by the catcher, 2-0 count there. And the pitch, and that's going to go ahead and bounce. And that, I thought it bounced and then hit him, but it did catch the batter. So it's going to be hit by pitch to Brady Hansen. And did kind of clip the umpire. So umpire's going to go ahead and take a little break there, as we're going to have probably a timeout on the field. So we'll go ahead and step away, as we'll just go ahead and step away here and come back in 30.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
All right, welcome back here at livevet.com, as we did have a courtesy running coming in the game there. Number 8, Regan Sand, and that's going to be swung on for another Wilson Accounting foul ball, as that's fouled off there to Ross Fredenberg. So wearing the number 2 jersey, number 3 hitter in the order, playing 3rd base. So the 0-1 count to Fredenberg. As the lefty is going to take a look, stare down Sand over at first. And the pitch. That's going to bounce, gets away from the catcher, and that's going to take Sand, as he's going to go safely standing up, and he'll advance. After Hansen was hit by a pitch, Sand comes in to pitch running. He's down to 2nd now with 1 out and the 1-1 count.
Yeah, that was he bluffed that he was going to go stop, so that'll be a wild pass ball. Excuse me. Yeah. Otherwise, that would have been a straight steal.
Okay. And the delivery is swung on. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Over there to Ross Fredenberg. As Cole Rodecker taking a long look, as he had been working pretty quick out of the windups. He's going to take his time. Another hit by pitch. As some control problems start now for Cole Rodecker, as he's going to put another on hit by pitch there in Ross Fredenberg. Runners at 1st and 2nd. So pitch count climbing up now with 52 to Rodecker. He's got runners at 1st and 2nd. As Drew Thorpe, first time up, hit a single. So 1 for 1 on the day for Drew Thorpe, your cleanup hitter. He's going to show bunt, and they're going to be throw down to 3rd. And he's going to go slide in safely. Regan Sand, so Sand advances at a double steal on that. Sand will advance to 3rd, and then Fredenberg safely in to 2nd. Well, Drew Thorpe, the cleanup hitter, showing bunt. Throw down to 3rd, not in time. 1 out, 0-1 count here to Thorpe. Thorpe's going to swing and a miss for strike 2. So 0-2 count with 1 out, runners at 2nd and 3rd. Works out of the windup now, does Cole Rodecker, Rodecker, he's going to go ahead and take a look. As he's back to the windup, he works pretty quick out of the windup once he's in it. And he's going to go to work now on Drew Thorpe with the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. And that's going to be outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Drew Thorpe. As in all 3 innings, Edgeley able to get runners aboard. They stranded 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd. Got 2 runners on. Now with 1 out and good block there by Drew Rodecker. As he kept that ball in front of him, saving a run. And Rodiker's going to go ahead on the mound there. Takes another deep breath. He's going to step back on, work us out of the windup. And he's going to pitch that. That swung on. That ball hit deeply to center field. Gets over the head of the center fielder, Kyle Fisher. One run's going to come around to score. Fisher still chasing it. As Thorpe's going around second. He's going to go into third. The throw to third. It's going to be in time, and he slides in safe under the tag. As 2 runs do come across. And 1 out, so a triple 2-run scores, or 2 RBIs now for Drew Thorpe with 1 out.
So 2 runs go up on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard there for Edgeley as they get to 2 runs. And right now, that's probably your play of the game on top of it there, Brent.
Man, that was some timely hitting there with 1 out. And Drew Thorpe showed bunt coming up and just hammered that one deep to center field. That first pitch swung on, blown away there by Nathan Sheely. And the catcher's going to catch one. So we're probably going to go ahead and do our breakaway here. Just take a little 30-second timeout, see what's happening, and then they'll come back for more on yourlevevent.com.
Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Head to Lamore Hardware for in-store deals on Milwaukee tools and check out the new M18 Hot Shot Card Jumper Pack. And when you purchase certain Milwaukee M12 tools, receive a 2-amp battery for free. Plus, browse their Sweet Pickins section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Lamore Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information, go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com. Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Hey, welcome back here, yourlevevent.com. We're back here at LFD Field in Sandaga Park, as we'd like to go ahead and give our broadcast, Wallach Johnson Insurance broadcast booth, professional insurance service with a personal touch, locations in Lisbon, Gwinner, and Rutland. Go online to nd-insured.com. That's nd-insured.com with your Wallach Johnson Insurance broadcast booth. As the Drew Rodiker able to recover, and the infield is in with that runner on third after that triple by Drew Thorpe, as he's over on third base with 1 out, 0-2 count. To Sheely, so now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sheely. So 1-2 there. Rodiker's going to go ahead and a swing and a foul ball. Another Olsen Accounting foul ball. Goes behind first base. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes. 62 pitches on the mound there for Cole Rodiker. With 1 out here, top of the third inning, 2 runs across for Edgeley. As now with 3 hits in the game. And that pitch swung on, little check swing, and that's going to go. And caught a line drive back to the pitcher here as Rodiker helps himself out there with the L1 by Sheely. And Drew Thorpe hanging tight there to third base, so he's able to get back. But Rodiker quickly looks over to third. No play over there. So now 2 outs off of the line drive to the pitcher by Sheely. That's going to bring up Seth Irie, big number 99, and he's going to go ahead and tell that runner over at third to stay.
Yeah, if Gale doesn't make that play, that all of a sudden that was a 3-0 game. Man, so that was a big play.
That was a big shot. Could have been up the middle. Another swing and a miss there for Irie. Irie, his first time up, struck out. That was for the first out of that second inning. So 2 down, 2 away. And that ball's going to bounce in front of the plate. Irie holds off on it. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Seth Irie, the first baseman. As Rodiker's going to go ahead and take a look. Working out of the windup, runner on third is Thorpe. Cleanup hitter. That's going to be a sharp hit to left center as Thorpe's going to come around to score. A single by his teammate Seth Irie, and that's going to give another run across the plate. So Thorpe will come around after he hit that big triple 2-run RBI. So he's going to come across to score. Our score now 3-0. So 3-0. up on our scoreboard, and that pitch is to Cade Nitschke. That's going to be away for ball one. And that pitch catches high. And catcher, a little timeout there as Drew Roddicker is going to go ahead out to the pitcher's mound and have a little timeout there and talk things over there with our mound visit from Riverside Building, the premier dealer for all your building supply needs, from the basics to home improvement and complete pre-built homes, is Riverside Building Center. Stop by in Lisbon or go online at rbclisbon.com. As now he comes back there getting set, and stepping in the box is Cade Nitschke with the 2-0 count from Roddicker. He's got a runner over at first. That's Irie. And that pitch down the middle for strike to Nitschke. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Pitch is climbing up there for Roddicker. Now at 70, that's going to be a high fastball. So the 3-1 count. Roddicker's looking for a strike here on Nitschke. And that's going to be low for ball 4 as the rally continues. Now with 2 outs, as Cade Nitschke will draw the walk. Irie's going to move up to second. Runners on first and second. So that'll bring up Trent Johnson, the number 8 hitter, your second baseman. And that pitch is going to be swung on shallow right center, and that thing's going to drop in front of the right fielder, Brady Bachman, and that's going to get a throw. There's no throw at home. Irie comes around to score. So Seth Irie in the Edgeley Post 146 will go up now 4-0 off of 5 hits. So Irie comes around to score. Runner at second now is Cade Nitschke. So that'll be 4 runs now. And that brings up 72 pitches out there on the mound for Roddicker. Yes. That pitch is a strike. Falls in for strike 1 against Nitschke. So Luke Nitschke up there. That's going to be swung on. Sharp liner to the second baseman. Gets it in time, but bobbled it. And that'll record the 3rd out there. Luke Nitschke. So with 2 runs across there, Edgeley's going to go ahead and take 4 runs across. Edgeley will take the 4-0 lead, leave 1 runner stranded, as the Edgeley now up 4-0 on Burlington, heading into the bottom half of our 3rd inning on your11event.com.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hey, welcome back here, your11event.com, as Edgeley plates 4 runs in the top of the 3rd inning here on a Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard update here with Dakota Heritage Bank. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future with locations in North Dakota, Minnesota at dhb.bank. That's your Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard update. And that leadoff hitter is going to go ahead and follow that one off there with Abernathy. So Abernathy, a first pitch swing, and that's going to be a foul for strike 1. So the 0-1 count, as pitch count up there for Colin Barnick is at 34. So Abernathy, kind of a split stance up there at home plate, and the delivery by Barnick's going to catch high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he's working out the wind up here for Barnick. The pitch, and that's going to bounce in front of the plate. Still trying to find the handle on that. Yeah, that's going to bounce in front of the plate for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here with 5 hits in the game for Edgeley, 1 hit in the game for Burlington. As this is Abernathy's first time up, and that'll be 3 balls, 1 strike to Abernathy. As here's the 3-1 pitch, and that's going to be high for ball 4. Leadoff runner aboard. Number 9 batter gets aboard with a walk. So back to the top of the order with Cale Rudiker, as he's the pitcher, starting pitcher in the game. First time up, he drew a walk there for Rudiker. So runner aboard is Abernathy, and that's going to fall in there for strike 1. So Rudiker, so the 0-1 count. Runner on first is Abernathy. So Barnick with the pitch, going to catch that high for 1 ball, 1 strike. So the 1-1 count as Barnick now at 40 pitches. Looking for the sign, likes it, takes a look over at first, and he's going to hit the delivery. Takes a little bit off that one. That's going to bounce wide for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. As Edgeley now up 4-0 here, bottom of the 3rd inning. Burlington leadoff runner aboard with Abernathy over at first. No outs, 2-1 count. The pitch swung on for another Olson County foul ball. That's going to go up and out of play behind home plate. So 2-2 count. There, Rudiker, as Barnick takes a look, working out of the stretch. Go ahead and look over. That's going to be maybe low and outside. So another ball loads up the count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 count, no outs. Runner at first. Here to the back of the top of the order with Rudiker, and he's going to look in. He's going to let that one go by for another ball. That's 2 walks now given up, back-to-back walks given up by Colin Barnick. And that's going to bring up it looks like a mound visit coming out here for Edgeley. So a mound visit coming up as we're as the Riverside Building, so your RBC mound visit coming up here for Edgeley as the premier dealer of all your building supply needs, from the basics to home improvement, complete pre-built homes, is Riverside Building Center. Stop in Lisbon or go online to rbclisbon.com. As they're going to go ahead and break it apart.
I was just going to say, too, for Abernathy to get on after 4, runs come up in the top half of the first, at least, the mentality changes a little bit. Instead of having 1 batter up with an out, Brent, you get a run batter up with a walk, and all of a sudden you just pass the baton or another walk.
Yeah.
And right now I'm sure for Edgeley they're saying, hey, just, find the zone a little bit here for Barnick, let the defense help you, but don't give up the free bags that might lead up to some free runs.
Yeah, and as a pitcher, sometimes you're thinking to yourself, maybe a little bit easier said than done, but, you're just going to go out there, keep working, you got to bear down and kind of just push through this. So 2 runners on now, runners at first and second. Barnick up to 45 pitches. You're going to set that one for another ball. So 2-0 count there to Drew Rudiker, the catcher, number 2 hitter. So the 2-0 count, no outs. Runners at first and second. That pitch going to go high for ball 3. 3-0 count.
I think everything's a take here against Barnick until he throws, back-to-back
Throws
strikes.
He can throw
right
a strike. That's right. Yep. So the 3-0 count, and that's going to go high for another ball as he's going to walk the first 3 batters here, in the bottom of the 3rd inning. As another runner on base, as we're going to load it up with Abernathy over at 3rd. And Rudiker over at 2nd and 1st. Yeah, that's going to bring up the number 3 hitter, Kyle Fisher, your center fielder. And that's going to fall in for a strike. So finally, Barnick able to find the handle, delivers a strike.
It'd even be tough for Fisher to really belt one somewhere where it was located.
As he's going to go ahead and hit the delivery at Barnick. He's going to swing and does just that, as that's going to go into left center field. 1 run's going to come around to score, and that's picked up by Drew Thorpe. The big throw to 3rd, sliding in safely is Rudiker, as 1 run does come across over there. That's Abernathy. So Abernathy comes across as we're now 4-1. 2 runs come across. Okay, 2 runs come across as Abernathy and Roddicker come across the plate. Those 2 walks previously given up by Colin Barnett come back to haunt him. As 2 runs come across, you're scoring now 4-2 in favor of Edgeley, as that ball well hit by Kyle Fisher. And he's going to end up on second base. Now we got runners on second and third. As we have no outs here, and brings up your cleanup hitter Owen Hansen, the shortstop. And Barnick's going to take a look. That ball swung on. We have a high foul here. It stays in play. The pitcher calling for Barnick, and he's going to record the out as he takes that himself. Moves off the mound, makes a nice play there as Colin Barnick. So that'd be the first out. So Hansen going to pop out to the pitcher. And that'll bring up your left fielder, number 5 hitter, A.J. Kilborn. So Kilborn up at the plate. And that pitch by Barnick. He's going to find the strike zone. So now able to work ahead as he's delivered another strike. Here to Kilborn with 1 out. And 2 runs across for Burlington. In this bottom of the 3rd inning. And that ball is going to go for another strike for the 0-2 count now. Barnick kind of settling down in this 3rd inning, finding the handle once again in the strike zone after he gave up 3 walks back to back to back. And this will be Barnick taking a look at second. He's going to throw that swung on, foul back again for another Olsen Accounting foul ball. So still 0-2 count, pitch count up now for Barnick at 55. As Drew Roddicker down at 3rd, Kyle Fisher at second. And the pitch is swung on, another foul ball, as that's fouled back off behind home plate by Kilborn. So the 0-2 count, big battle going on there by A.J. Kilborn, working good approach here on his 2-strike approach. As Barnick sets that one high for ball 1. So just trying to nibble up top there was Barnick. Kilborn not having it. He lets that one go by for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As runners at second and third, the pitch just swung on right to the left fielder as he's going to haul that one in. Drew Thorpe, and the runner is not able to tag and get home as they're going to run him back. Coming in there was Colin Barnick to cut that one off. So that's going to be out number 2 with that fly out with the F7.
As we get a courtesy runner coming into the game.
So Mason Rist coming in the game as a courtesy runner for Drew Roddicker.
Good job there by Thorpe, too, on that line drive. Still got enough behind it, Brent, to make sure he could get something on that throwing home.
Yeah, one of the harder hits to read there is a line drive straight at you, and he made a good play on it. So that'll bring up Ashton Fisher, your 3rd baseman here, the number 6 hitter. Fisher, the last time up, struck out. He was leading things off in the 2nd inning with a strikeout last time up. So 2 outs, 2 runs across for Burlington with 2 hits in the game. And Barnick's going to go ahead and throw that off speed. Going to catch that first strike to Fisher for the 1-1 call. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ashton Fisher, the 3rd baseman. So runners on second and third. Pinch runner over there on 3rd. His wrist as Barnick's going to go ahead and take his time with the delivery. It's going to be low and outside, just missing. Nice looking pitch for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Ashton Fisher. As Barnick once again taking his time out of the windup. And the delivery is going to bounce that outside. Nice block by the catcher. Grady Hansen doing a good job behind the plate here for Edgeley. So that's going to be 3 balls, 1 strike. Looking up here to give up another walk is Colin Barnick. He's given up 3 this inning, and 2 of those have come around to score. And that's going to be a line drive, and that's hit right to Irie. Irie with the nice glove work over at first base to record the 3rd out, helping out his pitcher. So in that inning, as Burlington's going to go ahead and they're going to hit with 1 hit and 2 runs, as now our score is 4-2 in favor of Edgeley as we head to the top of the 4th inning. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion Tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when Big Wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamra, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box. We're sending a real person, someone that knows your name and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest. We're the best experience. Polar Communications.
Hey, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com. We're back here for the top half of the 4th inning. I was going to bring off your leadoff hitter for Edgeley, Colin Barnick, their pitcher. As Barnick in the game with 2 strikeouts leading off. And that's going to fall in there. First pitch for a ball for the 1-0 count. Roddicker still in the game on the mound. That ball is going to be low and away for ball 2 to Barnick. And that inside hits the inside part of the plate for strike 1, 2-1 count.
All that I know, there's a lot of pitches thrown in that third inning for both of these guys.
There was, yep. Yeah, his pitch counts out there for Roddicker right now. He's sitting at 80 pitches for Barnick. He's sitting at 63. 3-1 delivery. That's going to be swung off, fouled back for another Olson Accounting foul ball for Colin Barnick, leadoff hitter. So the 2-2 count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Colin Barnick's going to foul that one off again behind home plate. Pitch count continues to go up there on Roddicker out on the mound. And that's going to catch him looking and freezes him up outside part of the plate. A little bit of off speed, and Colin Barnick goes down with a strikeout looking. So another strikeout for Roddicker in this game, and that's going to bring up your number 2 hitter in Brady Hansen. And that's going to catch outside part of the plate for strike 1 on Hansen. Hansen in the game with a strikeout in the first inning, hit by pitch in the in the third inning. And then he advanced on a pass ball. And another hit by pitch on Brady Hansen. So back-to-back hit by pitches reaching base. There's Brady Hansen for Edgeley, and that's going to bring out a pitch runner. Then again, I think it's Regan Sand once again. So Regan Sand, Hansen the catcher, so he gets courtesy runner. So there you go. All right, that brings up Ross Fredenberg, third baseman. Fredenberg hit by pitch in a single, and this one's going to go to right field, diving in, making that catch on the run, Brady Brockmeyer, and that's going to come in on the throw, and that's able to hold the runner. Over there was Sand. He's holding. Bachmeyer making a grab out there, going to his knees and sliding, and recording the first out. The second out.
They probably would have had him doubled up if it was a perfect throw. Just something that was up towards the pitching mound made it a little bit difficult, but still a really good job to first make the catch on a line drive play.
Yeah, that could have potentially been our first double play of the game. They're sponsored by Lamore Hardware. So the 1-0 count now to Drew Thorpe. Thorpe, the cleanup hitter. As that's 2-0 count now to Drew Thorpe. Drew Thorpe with 2 RBIs off his dribble in the third inning, also with a base hit, going 2 for 2 in the game. And now he's going to draw the 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes. Roddicker choosing not really to go after Thorpe here. So a 3-0 count with 2 outs. And Thorpe taking all the way. So he's going to reach on a walk with 2 outs. That'll bring up Nathan Sheely, the shortstop. So Nathan Sheely, shortstop, and we do have, looking like we're having another mound visit there with our Riverside Building Center mound visit. And Doesn't look like in a pitching change. So it looks like we have our Riverside Building Center mound visit and a pitching change coming up here. The premier dealer for all your supply or building supply needs, from the basics to home improvement, complete pre-built homes, is Riverside Building Center. Stop by in Lisbon or go online to rbclisbon.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and step away here on your live event. Come back for more in just a moment.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Hey, welcome back here, liveevent.com, as we're back here with the changes to the rotation, as it looks like Wesley Karhoff coming in to pitch. As with those changes, you're going to have Rodecker is going to go over to first base, and then Abernathy is going to go ahead and go to shortstop. As that ball now a 2-0 count there to Nathan Sheely, as we do have 2 outs, runner on board. Over there is Drew Thorpe drawing the walk. So a 2-0 count, and runner's going to go ahead and hold up.
Just been a good chunk of walks in this third inning, and so far fourth inning. Brent and Edgeley trying to make them pay here a little bit, late in this inning as well.
Yeah, the 3-0 count now to Nathan Sheely's runners on second and third, and that's going to go fall in there for a strike. So the 3-1 count has Thorpe's over at first, and then Sand out there with the pinch running. He's over at second. And that's going to be strike 2. So reeling him back in here now with the 3-2 count is Wesley Karhoff. So Karhoff finding his rhythm in the strike zone now at 3-2 with 2 outs. Runner's going to go off the pitch, and that ball swung on. Going to go over here to right field on the run, grabbing it and making a nice run off on the run is Brady Bachmeyer once again. He's had a great game so far out there in the right field, as that's going to go ahead and retire the side, as here in that top half of the fourth inning, Edgeley still leads by a score of 4-2 over Burlington. We're going to step away, come back for more on your liveevent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Hey, welcome back here, liveevent.com, as we're back here for this Bank North in-game update. If you've been following on, you'll see that Edgeley here with the 4-2 lead. Edgeley scoring those 4 runs in the top half of the third inning. Burlington was able to answer back with 2 runs of their own. And then Edgeley coming back in this fourth inning, as they were able to get 2 runners on base. They ended up stranding 2 runners before the side was retired. And then Burlington with a change in pitching in that inning, as Wesley Karhoff coming in to pitch for Rodecker, as that is your Bank North in-game update on your liveevent.com, as Barnick's going to continue on in the game, as that'll bring up for Burlington is Karhoff. So Karhoff taking over pitching duties. He's going to go first pitch hit. That's going to be a high fly ball, a pop-up. Retired there by our shortstop, Nathan Sheely for Edgeley. So that's going to record the first out there by Wesley Karhoff as Sheely backs up and reels that one in. And that'll bring up Brady Bachmeyer, right fielder. Bachmeyer having a great game out there in right field for Burlington. And he's going to follow that one back for another Olson County foul ball. So here's Barnick working out the windup as the 0-1 count's going to go ahead and hit that one high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. With the 1-1 delivery, and that swung on, foul back for another Olson County foul ball. That one back behind home plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Bachmeyer sets and swings, and a big swing and a miss, and the strikeout in the game here for Colin Barnick. As Bachmeyer, that's his 2nd strikeout of the game. Barnick in the game with 4 or 5 strikeouts now in the game for Barnick. So Barnick here with 2 outs, and that is like inside for ball 1 there to Abernathy. So 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. That's going to go for ball. Excuse me, the 2-0 count with 2 outs here to Abernathy. First baseman for Burlington. That's going to be 3-0. So after a strikeout on Bachmeyer, Barnick coming back delivering the 3-0 count on the number 9 hitter with Abernathy. And that's going to get high. Hits high for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk by Barnick. And Abernathy, that's his 2nd walk of the game. Last time up, he was able to come around and score in that 3rd inning. So that'll bring up top of the order. So top of the order coming up here, Roddicker up at the plate. Started off pitching in this game. He's drawn 2 walks. That ball hit to right field. That's going to deliver a base hit. So that's going to advance the runners there with Abernathy going over to 2nd. And the base hit by Roddicker. 1 for 1 in the game with 2 walks for Roddicker.
A nice piece of swinging, just able to hit that one the opposite way there for Kale. And now all of a sudden Burlington trying to see if they can get a little 2-out rally and tie and run aboard, and the go-ahead run coming up to the plate.
And that'll bring up Drew Roddicker up to the plate. Runners on 1st and 2nd. That's going to go low and away for ball 1 on Barnick. Barnick. Pitch count now at 74. They're working in the bottom half of the 4th inning. So the 1-0 count. That's going to go low and away again. Runners taking a big secondary out there at 2nd base. So now 2-0 count, 1 walk given up this inning by Barnick. Also has a strikeout. And a single here by Roddicker, putting him at 2nd. Or excuse me, putting him over at 1st. Yeah, it's a 3-0 count. Here for Barnick to Drew Roddicker, and that's going to go in for a strike. So we have 3-1 count. So runner in scoring position out at 3rd, or excuse me, out at 2nd. As the pitch, and that's going to go for strike 2. So hit the outside, looked a little high, hit the outside. Gale Amory calls a strike behind the plate. 3-2 count's going to load up the count. 2 outs, runners will be going. As here's the 3-2 pitch to Drew Roddicker. And Barnick taking his time out there, takes a big breath. The delivery, that's going to be swung on. As contact made, that's going to go through the legs of the shortstop, Nathan Sheely. 1 run's going to come around to score, so we have the E6 on Sheely. That's going to bring a run around. As now we're score 4-3. With 2 outs, a little 2-out rally going now as we do have another mound visit coming out here with our Riverside Building Center mound visit. As we'll see what the coach decides to do, if he's going to go ahead and take the ball away from Colin Barnick. So we will have our RBC pitching change coming up here as we'll go and step away, and we'll come back shortly here on yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
All right, welcome back. Hey, no pitching change out there as it looked like the coach had taken the ball away from Barnick. Barnick must have talked him into leaving him out there. Is he still on the mound there? Is Colin Barnick. As Kyle Fisher up to the plate there for Fisher. And that's going to be in there for a strike. So Barnick kind of calling his own number. He's going to deliver a strike there. He's got 2 outs. 0-1 count now to Kyle Fisher. Fisher on the day going 2 for 2. As he's going to take a look at second. And now it's going to bounce outside. So runners on first and second with the 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kyle Fisher.
Question will be, does that error just go for 1 run, or how many runs right now, Brent, after Edgeley would have easily been out of the inning?
Yeah, but it's hard when you give team 4 outs, 5 outs in an inning. And that's going to be swung on, foul back. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Kyle Fisher. Barnick going to go ahead and steps back on, has runners at first and second with 2 outs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch going up to 82 for Barnick. As Barnick's going to go ahead and deliver. That's going to be swung on and a base hit here to shallow left center. That's going to bring 1 runner around as that runner's coming home. The throw to home's going to be cut off by Barnick. Runner's going to hold that second and third. We're going to be a tied up ball game as another run does come across. So Abernathy comes across as he's going to score. So runners at first and second again. Single by Kyle Fisher. So we're tied up at 4.
And I think we will get your pitching change now, Brent.
All right, so we do have a mound visit coming up there with our Riverside Building Center mound visit as we're going to go ahead and break away. Come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
Hey, welcome back here at yourliveevent.com. As you're tuning in this game, we're tied up now at 4 apiece. We did have a pitching change, and that pitching change coming on the mound for Edgeley will be Trent Johnson. So just a direct switch between Trent Johnson at second base and Colin Barnick. Barnick will assume duties over there at second. And I was looking at the Hunter Insurance bracket breakdown as the winner of this game between Edgeley Post 146 and the Burlington Bulldogs, as they'll go ahead and they'll play tomorrow. Whoever wins this game tomorrow at 4 p.m., and they'll take on Grafton. And the non-winner gets the perennial power here out of District 7 out with Lemoore, as Lemoore dropped that first game. So the non-winner will go ahead and play Lemoore tomorrow at 10:30 there with your Hunter Insurance bracket breakdown. As Trent Johnson here stepping on the mound. And Johnson with that first pitch, he's going to deliver a strike to the left-handed batter in Owen Hansen. So with 2 outs, runners at first and second, and 2 runs across now for Burlington in this bottom half of the 4th inning. They're going to tie this one up at 4 apiece, and that ball delivered high by Johnson. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Johnson. from Johnson to Owen Hansen. Hansen playing shortstop. Or at least started the game playing shortstop, I should say. Left-handed hitter. That ball going to catch in for a strike. Looking on Owen Hansen. So Trent Johnson coming in, delivering 2 strikes here with 2 outs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Johnson takes a look at second. That's fouled off for a Olson County foul ball. Now battling him up there is Owen Hansen. So Trent Johnson steps on, takes a look, working out of the windup, the pitch, and that's going to be low and inside for 2 balls, 2 strikes to Owen Hansen. So over there on second, Drew Rudiker. On first is Kyle Fisher. Rudiker reaching base on an E6, and that's a big swing and a miss and a strikeout for Trent Johnson on Owen Hansen, and that will retire the side now. But 2 runs do come across off of 2 hits there by Burlington. As our new score now on the Bank North scoreboard update is tied up at 4 apiece. We're going to go and step away, come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, welcome back here, yourliveevent.com, as we're back now the top half of the 5th inning, and that'll bring up for Edgeley here with 4 runs off of 5 hits, as things are currently tied up, and that'll bring up looks like the number 6 hitter in Seth Irie, the first baseman. So Irie due up here in the top half of the 5th inning. Yeah, I was looking at your S&T stolen base for Food and Fuel Fast. That's your S&T Quick Stop in Thompson for all those stolen bases during today's game. Just like to thank S&T for being our stolen base Quick Stop sponsor here with Food and Fuel Fast. All right, on the mound there, Wesley Karhoff going to deliver to Irie. That's going to drop in there for a strike there to Seth Irie. Irie in the game with a strikeout in the 2nd inning. And a base hit there in the 3rd. Came around to score a run. And that's going to strike him out. Strikes out looking there on Irie. So Wesley Karhoff coming in relief with a strikeout on Seth Irie. That's 2 strikeouts in the game for Irie. And that'll bring up Cade Nitschke, your center fielder. And that's going to fall in there for another strike. So first pitch by Karhoff. That's going to be outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cade Nitschke. Nitschke in the game, drawing a walk in the 2nd and 3rd innings. Reaching second base twice in the game off of those walks. That's going to be low and away. Okay, for the 2-0 count. In the pitch, and that's swung on. That's going to go shallow left center field. That's trouble. Center fielder coming in. It's going to drop in front of him for a base hit. And Nitschke is aboard. So Cade Nitschke reaches base on a single. Shallow center field. On a little pop fly that drops. That'll bring up Trent Johnson. So Trent Johnson, now your pitcher. So here's Johnson going against Wesley Karhoff. Karhoff with the pitch. That's going to be swung on, gets through the gap, and that's going to be another base hit. Back-to-back base hits now for Edgeley. As Trent Johnson in the game with a single. And he's going to reach first. And at second is Cade Nitschke. So back-to-back hits. Now 7 hits in the game for Edgeley with 4 runs. All right. And now another pinch runner, a courtesy runner in the game is number 4, Jagger Sand for Edgeley. That's in for Trent Johnson down at first base. That brings up Luke Nitschke to the plate. Nitschke, number 9 hitter. Nitschke with a strikeout in that second inning. And Nitschke showing bunt.
Let's see what Burlington wanted to do. First baseman coming down, and the third baseman stay put so he can get the force at third if it's hit up the first base line here, Brett.
Yep. Okay, so the 3-0 count, 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0 count in the pitch, and that's to be swung on. There to Nitschke, so 3 balls, 1 strike, 3-1 count, 1 out. That out coming by a strikeout on Seth Irie.
Yeah, 1 ball and 1 strike with
that's what
where it had earlier on the. It was 3-1 on the scoreboard though.
Okay, and that bunt put down there by Luke Nitschke is going to go ahead and throw over on the fielder's choice to first. That's going to retire 1 runner there, Nitschke. And just as you said, Chase, the third baseman staying home and covering the base, but no play over at third. They get him at first there with Luke Nitschke. The runners do advance up 1 each.
I don't mind what Kale did there. He did peek over at third, but with 1 out, it's easier just to make sure you get the out at first, and now you just let your pitcher get the last out of the inning.
Yep. And that swung on. That's going to go to the second baseman. He fields it over to first in time, and that'll put out the back to the top of the lineup there with Colin Barnick. So that'll be recording the third out. So another hit, another 2 hits in that inning for Edgeley. As no runs come across, they're going to strand 2. As we go back now into the bottom half of the 5th inning for Burlington, their score continues to be tied here at 4-4 apiece. We'll go ahead and step away, come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
The friendly staff at Lamore Drugstore reminds you from prescription requests and OTC medication. You can find it all at Lamore Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by Lamore Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of Lamore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to lamoredrugstore.com. That's lamoredrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions, or visit planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel.
Hey, welcome back to yourliveevent.com as we're back here for the bottom half of the 5th inning, as that's going to bring up A.J. Kilborn, the left fielder. Kilborn, last time up, flew out to left field, and that pitch is going to be in there for a strike on Kilborn. So Trent Johnson continues on the mound. Johnson starting at second. He switched out there with Colin Barnick. Barnick now playing at second. That's going to be a swing and a miss by Kilborn. 1 ball, 2 strikes to A.J. Kilborn. Left fielder for Burlington. That ball away, gets away, as it skips away to the first base side for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Trent Johnson on the mound. He's going to go ahead and work it out of the windup, and the pitch, and that swung on outside is going to get him for another strikeout. So another strikeout recorded now for Trent Johnson, as he'll pick up that first out off the strikeout on A.J. Kilborn. That'll bring up Ashton Fisher, your third baseman. Your Fisher in the game, struck out in the second. And that one's going to foul in there for a ball. For the 1-0 count there to Ashton Fisher. That ball outside for ball 2. So the 2-0 count. Trent Johnson coming in relief for Barnick, and that's going to drop in there for a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike here on Ashton Fisher And Fisher is going to swing. Takes a big swing, big cut. Foul tip for strike two. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ashton Fisher. And here's the delivery by Johnson. That's swinging. Strike 3. Struck him out again. Back-to-back strikeouts. Now for Ashton Fisher for the second out. So Wesley Karhoff coming up. So here's Karhoff going up against Johnson. Johnson with the pitch, and he hit a curveball on that, not able to hit the strike zone. So 1 ball, no strikes. As that ball blown away for ball 2. And Karhoff last time up, flew out or popped out to the pitcher, and then lined out in the second inning to the third baseman. Well hit, sharp hit ball. And that's going to be a 3-0 count here to Karhoff. So Karhoff with the 3-0 count. There's 2 outs. And going to show bunt's going to pull that back. And he's going to take off. That ball got away from the catcher. And we'll see the first round, does round first base, but he hustled down, saw the ball got away from the catcher. The catcher able to get back there, corral it up. And Karhoff draws the 4-pitch walk.
Now we got a courtesy coming in here with number 2, Noah, coming in here for Karhoff here, Brent.
Okay. So, yep, so Noah Bonas coming in there as a courtesy runner for Wesley Karhoff. So Karhoff taking over pitching duties. As that is a 1-0 count now to Brady Bachmeyer, the right fielder. Bachmeyer having a great day over there in right field. At the plate, going 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts to Bachmeyer. So helping his team out with the glove work. That's going to be a throw over to first, not in time. So just checking the runner, trying to hold him over there with 2 outs, 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on first, drawing the walk, Wesley Karhoff. That falls in there for a strike, so 1 ball, 1 strike to Brady Bachmeyer. And another throw over to first. Irie's able to haul that one in, plies the tag on Karhoff. So here's Bachmeyer. Bachmeyer swings and a miss. Big swing, took a big cut at it. For strike 2 on Brady Bachmeyer. 2 strikeouts in this inning for Trent Johnson. Got Kilborn and Fisher. A walk to Wesley Karhoff puts him at Karhoff at first with 2 outs. That ball swung on for another Olsen Accounting foul ball. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brady Bachmeyer. Here Johnson takes a look over at first, now steps on, takes a look in for the sign. Gets set in the pitch, and that's going to be a swing on for strike 3. Strikes him out swinging. Another strikeout. 3 strikeouts in this inning for Trent Johnson. So 4 up and 3 outs there. 3 strikeouts and a walk for Burlington as no run scored as we're still tied up here going into the top half of the 6th inning. As we'll go and step away for more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hey, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com as we're back for more of the State American Legion State Tournament here as they're tied up at 4 runs apiece going into the top half of the 6th inning. As we have your double plays today sponsored by Lamore Hardware. Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Their sweet picking section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Go online to LamoreHardware.com. That is Lamore at Hardware at LamoreHardware.com. As coming in here now to the top half of the 6th inning as for Burlington on the mound, Wesley Karhoff taking over duties in relief of Roddicker, who started out the game. Yeah, it's due up now. Brady Hansen, number 2 hitter, catcher here with Brady Hansen. Hansen drew back-to-back hit by pitch in the 3rd and 4th inning, struck out in the 1st. And that ball falls in there for strike 1. And now 1 ball, 1 strike here to Brady Hansen. Hansen, right-handed hitter. And the pitch by Karhoff going to be swung on and pulled down the third base line, foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brady Hansen. He has knotted up at 4 apiece in the top half of the 6th inning. 1-2 count here from Karhoff to Hansen. Is going to find it outside for 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2-2 count. Karhoff working on the windup, swung on, chopper to the shortstop. That's going to hit hard bounce, bounces over the shortstop. Didn't have a play on it, and that's going to get your catcher Brady Hansen, number 2 hitter, with a single. Yeah, that just took a weird bounce and bounced up over the shortstop. Couldn't make a play on it. Now to bring up your third baseman, Ross Fredenberg, number 3 hitter in the lineup. So Fredenberg, last time up, drew or was hit by pitch in the 3rd inning, had a single in the 1st.
And Sand's going to come on and courtesy run over at first base here for Edgeley.
Okay. And the pitch, that swung on hard. Chopper here to the second baseman, gets a glove on it, keeps it in front of him, and makes the throw in time on the put out at first on Fredenberg. So that is out number 1. So Drew Thorpe coming up. Runner does advance. They're over to second for Edgeley. So they do have a runner in scoring position. That brings up Drew Thorpe. Thorpe, 2 for 2 in the game, had a single in the 1st inning, triple in the 3rd, drew a walk in the 4th. And did come around to score a run in the 3rd inning. So he could be a candidate for player of the game. He's going to be intentionally walked. And that'll put runners at 1st and 2nd. So runner at 1st and 2nd brings up shortstop Nathan Sheely. So Sheely lined out in the 3rd. As we have runners on 1st and 2nd. That ball's going to go in high for ball 1 there to Sheely.
And the corner infielders are playing in on the grass just in case if there is another bunt with 1 down, as we saw in the previous half inning, trying to move guys around a little bit, Brent.
And that pitch going to catch outside for another ball. So the 2-0 count from Karhoff to Sheely. Sheely's going to look in, working out of the stretch. And that ball's going to be low and away. Runners holding for the 3-0 count. So we'll see. He takes the pitch to see if he's going to try to load him up, and he's going to show a bunt, pulls it back, throws a strike in there as Wesley Karhoff. 3 balls, 1 strike to Nathan Sheely. Drawn walk was Drew Thorpe. And that ball swung on. That's going to get through the second baseman. That's going to bring a run around to 3rd. They're going to hold him up. And not coming around, but holding up over there at 3rd base. Off of the single by Nathan Sheely. So runners with bases loaded. And looks like we're going to have a mound visit coming up there. So time is called on the field. So we do have another Riverside Building Center mound visit coming up, as with Riverside Building Center, the premier dealer of all your building supply needs, from the basics to home improvement and complete pre-built homes, is Riverside Building Center. Stop by in Lisbon or go online to rbclisbon.com. So it looks like they're just going to go ahead and chat things out. We're going to go ahead and break away here on yourliveevent.com. Oh, okay.
Just stay here with bases loaded, just to make sure if there's not anything with 30 seconds with how quickly guys can kind of make their way through a little bit. And also, Brent, you're kind of getting to the game where we've seen a lot of runs in the 3rd and 4th, but then all of a sudden we've gotten a little bit, scoreless after that, outside of Burlington's 2 in the bottom half of the 4th inning. So this does have the feeling of next run could win, but it also has a feeling it could be 9-8 by the time we get to the end of the 7th inning too, with how these teams have, coming into this, Burlington's left 7 runners on base, and Edgeley so far has left 9 runners on base. So they've had multiple chances to try to take a lead.
Yeah, big 2 outs coming up here for Burlington. in Edgeley. So Seth Irie comes up to the plate with bases loaded. They have one out, and that's a strike on Irie. So the 0-1 count. And the pitch is going to go, bounces it, skips it outside. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Seth Irie. So Sheely with the single advances the runners up 1 with Sheely at first, Drew Thorpe over at second. And the pinch runner coming in there with Sand over at third, coming in for Brady Hansen. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. So Seth Irie. Irie striking out twice in this game. Also with the base hit, swung on for strikeout number 3 as Irie goes down swinging. That brings up Cade Nitschke, your center fielder. Nitschke in the game with 2 walks, and the walk in the second, walk in the third, and a base hit in the 5th inning. And now we have 2 outs, and Karoff going straight to work on Cade Nitschke with bases loaded. That ball's going to skip away. Good job by the catcher, Drew Roddicker there, snagging that one.
And it's 2 of the last about 6 pitches that he's had to backhand pretty quickly.
And the pitch by Karoff's going to go outside once again for the 2-0 count. So here you go, 2 balls, no strikes. You don't want to walk the runner in. You want to throw something across the plate, make him hit it, or get a strikeout here, as that pitch can hit a strike outside part of the plate here to Cade Nitschke. Yeah, it looks like all going to come kind of play up there, at least at third, playing up a little bit, as there are 2 outs. So 3 balls and 1 strike.
I think the third baseman is trying to keep that runner at third as close as you can, just in case there is one that gets away from the catcher.
And the 3-1 delivery outside is going to walk him in. So a run will come across as Edgeley will play to run here, top half of the 6th inning.
Edgeley needed 1. They got it there on the at-bat. Now it's time to open up the game if you're Edgeley, right? If you're Burlington, hey, you're still 1 pitch away, 1 run in a game like this that we've seen runners aboard. You can do it.
Yep, so Cade Nitschke draws the walk, drives in the run. Our score now 5-4 on the Bank North scoreboard. It's a 5-4 score. And the pitch, Karoff, that swung on and fouled off. So a little bit of pressure now off the batter up there, Trent Johnson, as Edgeley kind of grabs the lead. He can kind of loosen up a little bit here with Trent Johnson, as he has the 0-2 count. And the delivery on the 0-2 is going to be swung on, as the curveball coming in there and getting around on it. Doing a good job there was Trent Johnson.
I would like to thank Dakota Heritage Bank again as their scoreboard sponsor. Yeah, DHB being a scoreboard sponsor here throughout the tournament.
All right, as the pitch by Karoff, and that's going to bounce outside, just skips outside, just missing. So 1 ball, 2 strikes there to Trent Johnson with 2 outs. As Karoff taking his time with the pitch, going to go low for a ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes by Wesley Karoff. Takes a big breath, deep breath, back on the mound, working out of the windup. So Karoff out of the windup. And the pitch, and that swung on. Little chopper. Third baseman gets by the third. Shortstop fields it over to first. And in time, the big stretch over there by Roddicker with the big stretch, making the play. And that's going to retire the side. As that'll record the third out there. Trent Johnson throwing out at first base, but 1 run does come across on that RBI walk. And now our new score up on the DHB scoreboard is now Edgeley 5, Burlington 4. We're going to go and step away. We'll come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Hey, welcome back here with YourLiveEvent.com as we're back in Edgeley with the lead now going here in the bottom half of the 6th inning as they drew an RBI walk in that inning. Now, or in that top half of the 6th inning, now up by a score of 5-4 on the DHB scoreboard. Edgeley up 5-4. As that'll be on the mound. Still Trent Johnson on the mound and in relief. And that'll bring up Mr. Abernathy. So number 9 hitter, number 9 batter coming up. They're Abernathy in the game, reaching on 2 walks in the 3rd and 4th innings. That ball's going to drop in. Looks like for a ball, so 1-0 count.
Yeah, and your number 9 batter can be a table setter sometimes, right? You get on, and all of a sudden there's a lot of good batters coming up that can try to drive you on in top of that lineup.
Definitely. And, yep. And now with the 1 ball, 1 strike. And that pitch swung on, going to fall back there for another Olson Accounting foul ball. With 1 ball and 2 strikes. Both kind of that split stance there by Abernathy. And that ball's going to go sail high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So now with 30 pitches, that ball swung on for Johnson. Battling him up there now is Abernathy with 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled that one off for another Olson Accounting foul ball. Here's Johnson. 2-2 pitch swung on, sharply hit. That's getting fielded by the shortstop with the long throw and not in time. The big stretch over there by Irie. Nice job by Sheely, kind of deep in the hole there. Was able to get it, but it was a long throw. And that runner there is Abernathy at first base with a base hit. So your number 9 hitter aboard there. Had 2 walks, now with a base hit. Brings up your top of the order. So Roddicker up at the plate, your leadoff hitter. In the game at 2 walks and a single. And that ball sails high for ball 1. So the 1-0 count. Roddicker drew a walk in the 1st inning, walk in the 3rd, and singled in the 4th, making it around to 3rd base in that 4th inning.
Yeah, that's Kale again with Drew coming up on deck for them.
That throw over, not in time. Sliding in over there is Abernathy. So the 1-0 count. Here's Johnson. And that swung on and a nice little base hit. Gets by the 3rd baseman. That's going to bring the runners up. So Abernathy now up to 2nd off another back-to-back base hit by Roddicker, as Roddicker down the line to 1st. Brings up the catcher, Drew Roddicker, as Drew Roddicker in the 1st inning put out on a fielder's choice, drew a walk in the 3rd, and then reached base on an error in the 4th. And that ball kind of pops it up. Going to see if he can hold the runner. He's going to go to 3rd and steps on the base, but it was a force out, so there is 1 out. Good heads-up play there by a 3rd baseman coming in, Ross Friedenberg, to field that off of the bunt attempt by Drew Roddicker. And that's going to throw out the lead runner as he's retired.
Yeah, Abernathy, you're kind of darned if you do, darned if you don't, right? Because if you do go and it's caught, then it's a double play. And if you don't, well, then you're just kind of in no man's land.
Yeah, he made the right decision there. So not getting doubled up or playing so he didn't get doubled up, as that ball's going to sail wide.
Anytime a bunt goes up in the air, it's normally not a good thing.
No, it's not. You don't want to pop it up, and you don't want to definitely foul off that 2-strike bunt if you do that. That ball swung on, kind of check swing, jammed him up inside, and kind of racing over, and we couldn't tell if that was in play or if it was out. First baseman did go over to try to make a play on it. So we do have 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike to Kyle Fisher. As Fisher your starting center fielder. Had a single in the first inning, single in the fourth. That ball swung on and for another Olsen Accounting foul ball. For 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 38 pitches now in the game for Trent Johnson. So 38 pitches coming in relief. Yeah, as we have runners at first and second with 1 out. Johnson to Kyle Fisher. Now Johnson's going to step off. So steps off. Fisher steps out of the box, now back in there. Johnson back on the mound. As he's going to go ahead and look in, likes the sign. 1-2, and that pitch sails high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Kyle Fisher. As Johnson out there kind of taking his time now. He's going to step on. 2-2 pitch coming up with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Takes a look at second there, and that's going to fall in for another ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kyle Fisher. Kind of hit that one up high. Took a little bit off of it, sailed high on that pitch. 3-2 count coming up, or with the 3-2 pitch with 1 out. Up to 40 pitches now for Johnson. That pitch swung on and gets him out swinging for strike 3. A big swing and a miss by Kyle Fisher and a big strikeout for Trent Johnson with runners at first and second. Now it's going to bring up Owen Hansen. So 2 outs in the game, or in this inning now, in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Yeah, as their score still is 5-4 in favor of Edgeley.
So we're going to get a courtesy runner at first base coming on here. Brent will be Mason. Rice coming up here at over at first base.
Okay. So courtesy runner then over at first for the catcher. So that'd be in for Drew Rodiker over there. Brings up Owen Hansen. Hansen going to take that one, looking for strike 1. So here we go. There's Owen Hansen up at the plate, left-handed hitter. And the pitch, that's going to be swung on. 0-2 count. As Kyle Fisher went down swinging for the second out. Now with the 0-2 count on Owen Hansen with runners at first and second. As Johnson will go ahead, takes the sign, going to sail that one high, kind of nibbling there high and outside on Hansen. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. As the 1-2 pitch coming up. 44 pitches now here for Trent Johnson. Johnson's going to look in, likes it. Runners on first and second, and the pitch is going to sail high again. So a 2-2 count coming up with 2 outs. Tying run out there at second, the go ahead at first. Edgeley with the 5-4 lead. Here's Trent Johnson, pitches, and that's going to get him looking. Freezes up the batter there on Owen Hansen. Another strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts there for your pitcher, Trent Johnson. And that'll go ahead and retire the side there for Burlington. As we're going to go ahead and move into the top half of the 7th inning, coming up here on yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Hey, welcome back here with YourLiveEvent.com. As we do have a pitching change there, it's Kyle Fisher coming in from center field to pitch for Burlington. And up at the plate, back here at the top of the lineup is here at the bottom of the lineup here, number 9 hitter is Luke Nitschke. So Kyle Fisher up. Ball's behind 1-0 to Luke Nitschke here in the top half of the 7th inning. Edgeley leads by a score of 5-4 on the DHB scoreboard. That ball swung on, 1 ball, 1 strike for another Olson County foul ball. So a 1-1 pitch from Fisher. That ball swung on, fouled back. Another Olson County foul ball, this time off down the first base.
I flinched. I'll just tell you that much. I was waiting for something here, and I flinched.
A little more backspinning, you might have had it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes from Fisher. That ball swung on for strike 3 on Luke Nitschke. Fisher coming in, picks up his first strikeout here in relief. Coming in for Wesley Karhoff. So the first strikeout and the first out of this top half of the 6th inning there. As Luke Nitschke retired. Brings up top of the lineup with Colin Barnick. Barnick, your starting pitcher. He was released by Johnson. And now it's going to go ahead and drop in a little high there for a strike. So strike 1, 0-1 count to Colin Barnick. And that ball sails high. Took a little bit off of that one. 1 ball, 1 strike from Fisher.
Almost on the duck, it almost hit the bat like it was going to be a foul ball.
That does happen if you don't pull it down. So the 1-1 pitch, and that's going to be outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And with 1 out, Colin Barnick back to the top of the order for Edgeley, post 146. As that ball, kind of a check swing, you're going to see if he went, and it says no down there on the first base line umpire. So now 3 balls, 1 strike to Colin Barnick. Barnick looking to get aboard. Kind of start something to give an insurance run for Edgeley, and that's going to go in there for a strike outside corner. Kind of down at the knees. So loads up the count, 3-2 count. As Kyle Fisher working a little quicker out of the windup. And he's going to throw that, puts a little heat on. That's fouled off by Barnick. Still with the 3-2 count. Little battle going on now with 11 pitches here for Colin Barnick in relief. Starting out the top half of the 7th inning for Burlington. Picked up a strikeout on Luke Nitschke. Now with the pitch outside, is going to draw the walk, and putting him on there is Colin Barnick. So Fisher gives up the wall to Barnick. Barnick in the game had been struck out 3 times. And that'll bring up now Brady Hansen. Hansen struck out in the first, hit by a pitch in the 3rd and 4th, and then a base hit. Going 1 for 2 in the game so far. So runner at first with 1 out. It'd be a strike. So the 0-1 count, and the 0-1 pitch now to Brady Hansen from Kyle Fisher. Fisher takes a look over at first, and that's going to drop in there for strike 2 on Hansen. 0-2, 1 out, runner around first over there. Drawing the walk was Colin Barnick for Edgeley. Big breath by Fisher, and that's going to bounce, skips away. Fisher falls down on the mound. The runner's going to advance. Ball does go back to the backstop and rebounds out, fielded by the catcher and put back into play.
It's the first time so far that we've seen kind of just a pitcher almost barrel roll, if you will, on the follow through a little bit there, Brent. But from an Edgeley point of view, you'll take it because you get a guy 90 feet closer to trying to get that extra run in.
Yeah, and if you're Burlington, you just don't want him to twist an ankle or hurt himself out there. And that's going to be outside for another ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Hansen had a good start to this at-bat. Now 2-2 count there. That's going to be down the middle looking for strike 3. As Hansen struck out. 2 strikeouts now in this inning for your relief pitcher, Kyle Fisher. Fisher took a little tumble on the mound, but he recovered nicely. Picks up the strikeout for the second out. That bring up Ross Fredenberg. Fredenberg with a single in the first inning, hit by pitch in the third. And now it's going to be hit by pitch again now in the 7th. So runners at first and second. As you have Colin Barnick over on second. And now Ross Fredenberg at first after he's hit by a pitch with 2 outs. Now brings up Drew Thorpe. Thorpe in the game with 2 walks, a triple, and a single. Scored 1 run with 2 RBIs in the game. Thorpe last time up was just put on, so they put Thorpe on last time. Now the runner's going to go. Thorpe swings. That hit and run was on. And that'll be fouled back for another Wilson County foul ball.
Well, Colin Barnick went. The secondary runner didn't realize that he went. So Fredenberg would have stayed put at first base. But that was pretty much Barnick going right on the pitcher going, hey, if you're not going to take a look at me, I'm going to get a couple extra feet here and let's get to third base.
Yep. Good heads up running over there. As that ball swung on, kind of jams him inside. First baseman's going to go in foul territory, catches it, and that'll retire the side there for Edgeley. As no runs come across, they're going to strand 2 on the bases. As your score here going to the bottom half of the 7th inning is Edgeley 5 and Burlington 4. We're going to step away. We'll come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yield and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Hey, welcome back here at yourliveevent.com. We hit the bottom half of the 7th inning as Edgeley's up by a score of 5-4. Here in the bottom half of the 7th, that'll bring up the number 5 hitter for Burlington, A.J. Kilborn. Trent Johnson still in the mound here in relief for Colin Barnick. And Burlington in the game with 5 hits. Edgeley with 9. Kilborn, the left fielder, leading things off. And that pitch is swung on, kind of jams him inside. That's fouled back behind home plate. So 0-1 pitch coming up, working out of the windup. There's Trent Johnson. And that pitch swung on again for strike 2. So swinging strike 2. Kilborn in that first inning put out at first base and then flew out to left field in the 3rd and then struck out in the 5th. Going 0 for 3. That ball takes that one for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to A.J. Kilborn, the left fielder. That ball swung on. Strike 3 strikes him out. Now just 2 outs away for Edgeley as they have the 5-4 lead. with that strikeout.
Just comes off the table, right outer part of the plate, that snap on that little curve at the very end, and then all of a sudden you're coming up to swing and you're going, why did I do that? It looks good, and then all of a sudden just breaks at that last moment.
Yep, last regrets. Now bring up Ashton Fisher. Fisher taking a big swing. Your third baseman, number 6 hitter in the order. 0-1's the count. With the 0-1 pitch working on the windup is Trent Johnson, and that's another swing as Johnson on a roll. With another strike, swing and strike there by Ashton Fisher. He struck out A.J. Kilborn. Now looking for another one against Ashton Fisher with the 0-2 count. And the pitch, and that swung on strike 3. And the second out of the inning for Trent Johnson. So Johnson with 2 strikeouts, 2 outs. And that'll bring up your number 7 hitter, Wesley Karhoff. As the pitch by Johnson rolled away for ball to Wesley Karhoff. So Edgeley just 1 out away from picking up the win. Our score 5-4. Anything is possible here. 2 outs. And that pitch going to catch outside part of the plate for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wesley Karhoff. As Johnson takes the hot side, and then the pitch, and that's going to catch outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, so the 2-1 pitch coming up. As Johnson kind of taking his time, adjusts his hat, works out of the windup, nobody on with 2 outs, the 2-1 pitch, and that's going to be swung on, jams him up, fouled off, first base side. It's for another Olson Accounting foul ball. That'll be the 2-2 coming up here for Trent Johnson and Edgeley, trying to notch their first round in the state American Legion tournament in their first ever appearance. As that pitch low and away for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Karhoff still in the at-bat with the full count, 3-2 count, 2 outs. Payoff pitch coming, swung on, jams him up. A little pop-up here as Johnson's going to dive and not get there in time. Johnson wanted that one, and he took a big dive. Hopefully he's okay. It didn't knock the wind out of him. He's going to take a little time, get some time here, kind of getting up off the field.
He went for the Superman grab. I mean, he left nothing behind on that one, Brett.
No, he did not. 110% on that one. Yeah, they're going to have a little time on the field.
Seth Irie tells the head coach, we're good. Just gives him the heads up. Well, we got him.
Yeah, rub dirt on it. Get back in there.
I'll tell you what, just off that was just off the bat. You knew it was going to be tough, right? Because the catcher probably wasn't going to get to it. Irie, because he's playing a deep first, probably wasn't going to get to it. Yep. So given his all, there was Trent Johnson, and he nearly came down with it.
Yep, very close. And the 3-2 pitch once again. That's going to be down the middle. Catch him looking strike 3, and Edgeley picks off the victory here in the first round. They win by a score of 5-4 as Edgeley will face Grafton tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. And then Burlington will go ahead and they'll take on Lemoore in that first game of the morning on day number 2. That's at 10:30 tomorrow. Lemoore and Burlington at 10:30 tomorrow. And then in the afternoon games, the winner's bracket, it will be Grafton and Edgeley. So we're going to go ahead and step away. We'll come back for more on yourlevevent.com.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement, everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Head to Lamore Hardware for in-store deals on Milwaukee tools and check out the new M18 Hot Shot Card Jumper Pack. And when you purchase certain Milwaukee M12 tools, receive a 2-amp battery for free. Plus, browse their Sweet Pickins section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Lamore Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information, go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com.
All right, welcome back here on your11event.com. As the final in this one, after 7 innings of play, it was Edgeley 5 and Burlington 4, and picking up the win on the mound, as it will be Trent Johnson. Johnson coming in relief for Colin Barnick, and he did a bang-up job there coming in relief, and he's going to pick up our Enbridge Energy of the game. We're looking for a player interview with him coming up here as our Enbridge Energy player of the game. We do have our HTC connection of the game here with your Halstead Telephone Company. HTC connection of the game, and that's going to go out to Drew Thorpe here. Discover where local reliability you can trust for Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect at halsteadtel.com. He's our HTC connection up to the game there with Drew Thorpe for Edgeley. As Thorpe in the game, going 2 for 3 in that game. He picked up a big 2 RBI triple in the 3rd inning there for Drew Thorpe, also with a single and 2 walks in the game. So Drew Thorpe is our HTC connection of the game there with that big triple in the 3rd inning. 2 RBI triple there for Drew Thorpe. He's our HTC connection of the game. As kind of just going through this game there with our in-game recap, as working on our post-game show with our post-game show coming up here in our Enbridge Energy player of the game, as Edgeley will take this one by a score of 5-4. Edgeley plating 4 runs across in that 3rd inning with Drew Thorpe, a big part of that with that triple and 2 RBIs, as Edgeley would take the lead in the 3rd by a score of 4-2. Burlington came back bottom half of the second inning. They scored 2, or bottom half of the 3rd inning, scoring 2 runs. They played 2 more in the 4th inning, and then Edgeley would come with that RBI walk in the 6th inning, and they'd finally take the lead and hold on for the win here by a score of 5-4. So that's your final here from Lisbon and Sandager Field. Looking at that bracket breakdown once again, as Grafton will take on Edgeley post 146. That'll be tomorrow in the winner's bracket. That's that game scheduled for 4 p.m. And then leading off things in the morning in the non-winners bracket, it'll be Lemoore taking on Burlington tomorrow morning. That'll be at 10:30. So we'll go ahead and we'll step away. We're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll come back with our player interview with Trent Johnson here of Edgeley for Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. So we're going to go ahead and step away. We'll come back for more on your11event.com.
Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
All right, welcome back here. Your11event.com as we're back here for Enbridge Energy at Player of the Game, little player interview. Life takes energy from Enbridge at Energy for Life at Enbridge.com for all those career opportunities. Enbridge Energy Player of the Game going out to Trent Johnson. Pitching for Edgeley, you came in relief, so kind of what was going through your head? You had Barnick on the mound, you had to come in for in relief, so what was kind of going through your head there as you came in to take over pitching duties?
Just stop the bleeding, get ahead on hitters, tack. That's pretty much it.
Okay, and then, as you kind of close things out, you guys picked up a big win here for Edgeley. First time you guys here with the state tournament appearance, you picked up your first ever win for your team here for post 146. So what do you think that means there for your program today, and then also just for your program overall in general?
It's been huge because the last 3 years we fell short, like 2nd place, and now to be able to finally get here, it feels really special.
Yeah, and then just kind of building off that momentum as you look ahead for tomorrow. You're going to take on a pretty good Grafton team. So just kind of looking ahead to tomorrow, how do you guys feel coming here after this victory and then heading into day number 2 in that championship bracket?
I feel like we were pretty confident we can beat any team here, so not too worried.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game there with Trent Johnson coming in relief and closing things out here for that Edgeley win there for post 146, picking up that first ever state tournament win in program history in their first state tournament appearance. So just congratulations there to Trent Johnson and to Edgeley on that big win today. So we'll go ahead and step away. We'll come back for more on your11event.com.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hey, welcome back here, LiveEvent.com. As closing things out here, Edgeley defeats Burlington by a score of 5-4. Looking at your Agassiz precision play of the game there. Your local precision planning dealer, Agassiz Precision Egg in Hillsborough. Call 701-436-2119 or visit plannerdoc.com. And that Agassiz precision of the play of the game that's going to go out to Trent Johnson once again. That seventh inning as Burlington set 3 batters up. Johnson set 3 of them down there to pick up the win for the Edgeley post 146. So he also is going to collect that Agassiz precision play of the game there in that 7th inning with those 3 big strikeouts back to back there for Trent Johnson in Edgeley. As just like to thank our Enbridge Energy player of the game there, and congratulations to Trent Johnson, HTC connection of the game with Drew Thorpe. And also thank you to Dakota Heritage Bank for sponsoring our post-game interviews here on yourliveevent.com. As we're going to go ahead and keep moving things along, and we'll come back here with that bracket breakdown here with the Hunter Insurance bracket breakdown. As looking at the bracket games coming up, as you'll have Game 3 coming up here at 4 p.m. will be Velva Post 39 taking on Thompson Post 181. And then for the nightcap after that opening ceremony, you're going to have Garrison Post 49 taking on the home standing team here and the host of the State American Legion Class B tournament, Lisbon Post number 7. And then looking at tomorrow, games already set for tomorrow in that championship bracket at 4 p.m. tomorrow. That will be Grafton as they will take on Edgeley. As Grafton earlier today defeated Lemoore Post 19 by a score of 7-3. Edgeley defeats Burlington by a score of 5-4. So Grafton and Edgeley tomorrow at 4 p.m. Non-winners bracket. That will be Lemoore and Burlington tomorrow morning at 10:30. As that is your bracket breakdown sponsored by Hunter Insurance. As Chase Miller and Brent Dick here from yourliveevent.com, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut away and we'll come back for that third game there between Velva Post 39 and Thompson Post 181. So that's just coming up here just ahead on yourliveevent.com. Go ahead and find that separate stream, and we'll see you at right around 3:45, right around there for our pregame show here on Your Live Event.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion Tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700.